pledge myself in order to uphold and defend the good name of God. So help me,
Needs FM.
Torchlight Jumedi El Mix
我只好下的一句。
Torchlight Jumedi and Mix
100.9. The best station in the capital, Hit FM. The Torchlight Jumedi and Mix 100.9.
Hey! Anadwi obia ho tesen. Didi so obia ho ye. 2021 yede no akwa akogu nyame ayadom ama yakwa asanya ba. Akwa asa ba bia mu dia na ye 2022 ena nei yesa ase a ye ne ba bebo. Enhyira ben na wo 2022 mu na ahoyirayira ben na ewom. Ohaw bi wo mu. Yenya ne totin o, dabi. Afi bi aniwa ebeba eben wadwen so obenya ne totin saa keke, dabi. Ohaw ne beba, amane ne beba, enhyira ne so beba. Na ya na dabi an yempa ebo ne se enhyira no enoso. Enchen amanehunu a yebenya ewa afi mu. Esempo sambanehunu ne ba ne ya na yesere twedi ampo Nyankopon toturobo nsu nyame ane no fontabraba eso amansan nyina so se obema ya hoden soronko a yebetimi ede akon atia ahonyehia ene amane a ebetu yen ewa afi bi mu. Etie na mempai bo ede ma betiefo. Empai bo ne ma obibia ohweme. Empai bo ede ma oman Ghana. Ene se ahonyehia ne beba. Ahokyere ne beba. Amanehunu ne beba. Nenso ya yesere de se kedi ampo nyame o menhyira ne noso. Enhyira no enoso ewa afi wei mu ngame. Enhyira ne noso na entimi ma ya hoden a yede beko atia eye ahohiahia ahokyere ene de ka ho. Nisuo ebi bebe wani ase na esu nhyira no noso na nisuo ne temanwe ntem. Aya na emu odendie na enso mempa aba nyame kan ye ho. Nyagidie se Nyankopon eka ye ho. Nyankopon e ba beso ekode etaban ne so. Enne eye the 4th January the year 2022. Enaya 4th January eye the first working day. Eche se day di kan a ye de ye adwuma officially. A day di kan a a yɛde yɛ adwuma nyɛ holiday enra na yɛ holiday ɔkyena nyɛ holiday nyawada enye holiday eti ɔkyena sɛ Ghana mutie sɛ megyina mu ani ekaje na gum na meteke the first bite Torchlight yɛtena se na yɛ ɔman Ghana ho nsɛm ɛne ɛba bɛdwendwen nti ɛyɛ da officially yɛde yɛ adwuma edi kan ɛwɔ afi mu na nanwumre yi magyemadwa Jerry Osei Agyeman masanya ba menemo ɛba bedi nhyiamo betiefo na ahwefo memo bibia akɔ aba madarumo na mokrakwa isa yɛhyɛ ɛyɛ 2021 ase ya na yɛde kogu yɛ sanra nso na mobeso yomu akɔso akrakra yɛn na 2022 yi nso de Nyankopɔn ama na hoɔden na tima yɛkɛse wɔ yɛ so de yɛtima kɛse awurade wase daniye yɛmfo wase dani da wase daniye na afi nso ma wani na ho afi bia na ɛbɛkɔ na wie ya yɛwɔ resolutions agodo bebree ayɛka enuama wodi esi wani so sɛ wobenya na naka watimi ayɛ sɛ enuama no obenya na sɛ enuama no watimi ayɛ di nyinaa kama afi we nso 31st night bigidi sɛ woka bi Agyeman yes resolutions no don't make so those resolutions by sitting down aloof there be maintenance in found sa and share with them refem your resolutions sa woka e say wutimi tu ho anamon wantimi po anya ni nyina na yebeka say the greater portion there at least obetima ye amana so ani etienne samenu mienu ye hia awa fifufure mu a na ne ayeka ne se ne ayede esi ye ne so afi o how bi esi ye ne so ayesusu se ese 2021 e de kɔ Yankopɔn na anka ye ho na ɔma no enye nhira efa ma menu mienu ɔnka ye ho na ɔma afi we no nso enye afesoronko ewo ya da setene mo ya da brabo mu amanyo sema ya ye wo Ghana ha Nyankopɔn mie wani no mie wasum na hu amanyo sema na ye no ne sadia etie ne na fesuo na kasa atie broni beka said the dynamics of the partisan politics na ye practice ye democracy na ye no Nyankopɔn mie wani na omie wasum na hu the real dynamics wo yamanyo semmo no mahu enoama ekoso wo yamanyo semmo bido bibia se emo bibia akwa aba de ba eye neat 100.9 na a very nice package at the mount many industry players bi aba bedi nkomo pa wo fia ha enne anwumre yi enne guta president wa ha executive secretary the Importers and the Exporters Association of Beba, a Food and Beverages Association of Ghana, Womopening Ebeba. Mewo aye the pharmaceuticals aye the retailers and the wholesalers, retail and wholesales for no, and Womopening for no better one call you bedi so. And then you mray ye baba bedin komo. Ye baba bedin komo e kame. Nkoma ye ba bedi no nyina ne fa aban announcement aban true signal say eye benchmark value aban ye de ba ye emi bi atwam benchmark values na ededa ye no amaso na ye bisa say ta benchmark value aneda eye normal ne ye kra edeba ye manyimo so no aban yi me nya ne tie se ababa be na dwuma kama eti ni akwa akosi ni se ene no aban no eyi e de afiri ho aban no yi afiri ho a wanka ne sa kekewu pan ofa so de ba ye no sai kwankro na wafa so yi afiri ho a eye 43 items ena ene benchmark value na ye ka ho asem no ebe affecte say ye edi afiri wonti ene de ba ne saa na saa items no se wo kra edi abaye manyimu a etuo bia ese fata se wutuya ewo ho ana eka bia ewo ho a ese wutuya no obetuya no in full including eye womo a ekra cars ahodo edi baye manyimu ene de ekeka ho na no ena sase mo iba beto odwa no good campaign for ani abere wo ho industry players a affect wo mani abere wo ho womo so a womo susu se we de ekwagie e de ama womo so de womo kasa e de bo aben abaso efa eye benchmark value a aban no wagi e de afiri ho enti ananwumre ye ne industry players no iba bidin komo ye baba bebi some of the reasons yenti a womo susu se ta benchmark value aban na meyenya ne tie budget e babeto odwa afi budget 2022 budget eyade na ebom edamu clear edamu pefe black and white say ye beyi eye benchmark value no e de free ho the affected industry players ne ye omadwen say womo ne aban ebesi nkonwa na anoba aban etumi akoso ta anoba aban na etumi koso ana entumi akoso enwu kutamudie na etesen na benchmark value no ba ye no edie na de bra yen na ekoyi edie na de beja yen enwu repercussions the other broni beka no isunsanso bi wo ho bears a negative impact especially to the ordinary Ghanaian ayesi montene so kokoto ade when it you say omeya ye wo mu no ye wo no ma bebre ne ye kra de ba omeya mu omanya import eye ye de enso aben ni so ade hunu say ye be industrialize eye ye economy na ye industrialize ye economy a eno so ye bisa is that a way to go na enu ama na ye affected no ni nyina na ye bi wa ha na eno no se ye na Ghana ya fom na yakwa to eye sa anu ama na ye wo Ghana ha na bia ebetimi aye sufficient edi amayen ene wenum nyina ye one of the and some of the critical questions ene nwumre ye bebisa 80 industry players ne babedua ye bebisa womo enenimu womo na edidwa womo na ekrase anu ama ne deba edien sunsunso meka say a meeting enchirenche bi ekoso enya ne tie awo royal fiesta industry players na kwakohia echese womudi hu nkomo meeting ekoso ewo ho eye royal fiesta echese womususu se ebe ha aha adwen na wokra no amaneba the final consumer on the wine ene menu mienu the final consumer menu mienu na yebisa se so se eba ne se ya aden na womo na ekasa na final consumers nkasai ana final consumers de kasa na te na yenti ana weni nyina ne yensam akodo a eye enne anwumrei ye ba bedi hu nkomo ewo neat 100.9 jumedi a yatu ni din se eye the Torchlight midi the luxurious Agyeman na as usual Pius Bedu Bansen na womi obene wa womo na bomi chidoma yede jumedi yede bro ewo neat 100.9 so enene de edi kan ye ne wa hia wa fi mu na ye ni swade hunu ne se ye bema program na tima konkan na ayefe na ye de solid content ye de abrew na won so wetima nya mfaso de e de afri so 80 ene de ye de shas ye ne 80 adwadifo no eba beka ye ho na ye di nkomo na ye bisa benchmark value na afri ho no sen ene catch de kire yen na dien enho na montuo enso ena ye betumi etu edi afan we ni samakodo a ye de bebrew ena nwumrei ewo ni 100.9 sade adwuma de ndandan wo ka ho no mo Facebook live eno ane se obeko Facebook no wa search neat 100.9 FM neat 100.9 FM oko YouTube channel no so a despite media eno so eda ho kama na wo comment bi ana de ato asem bisa bia no na de ato ho efa nen komo aye babedi sanra so na ye WhatsApp line na ye de djuma no 050 372 1744 050 372 1744 eno so eno ne ye WhatsApp messages na ye WhatsApp message line na ye de djuma ne ho and also wadwen kyerɛ obetumi de afa ɛna nwumere ye bra yɛtena se ɛwɔ Torchlight dwumadie so wɔ NEAT 100.9 yɛmɔ bibia afihyiapa ɛmɔ bibia akɔ aba ɛdeba ɛyɛ dwumadie wei so industry players de betena se na ɔmo tena se a yɛbɛhwɛ the selected items na ɛyɛ benchmark value na cover ne nyinaa no ɛyɛ ade a yɛde ɛho nsɛm yɛde bɛbrɛ na so watumi atibie na yɛho nsunsuanso a ɛde bɛbrɛ aban ana GRE wọ́n can activate idea. Bibi wọ́n ho aye betimi a reverse. Say ene wọ́n activate aye benchmark value no. Say ene ye ba ye na ye say ye firi ho no. Ye betimi asesa. Bibi betimi asesa na aresende aye a buying decision through GRE. Na wọ́n maka say there be ye de twentwe wọ́n kakra na we di nyina ne yensem a ye de bebro NEAT 100.9.
Oh,
FM. Hey, needs.
Needs FM.
Jamo Akwaba at the Needs 100.9 Jumedia Yatunidin say your friend Torchlight. Ye the Torchlight ye the brewe Benada and yawa de bia. A ye non song a bread kasi a bona brewe ye opem se non konon ebeba pemo. And now your Benada the aname sorena DJ Bosco and na obeba na wababa be Giajano. Yanshen Krata Kuta Ghana Union of Traders Association. Wambodiaba Edjama iso. Yankee Kaimu na yehwe ni womu nyina bebaha. Yatesa crunch meeting bi ekoso. Na yedi yani edi achire. Na ansa na no yenhwe nkrata wambodiaba. Efa eye aban implementation of the reversal of the benchmark value policy. We, every Ghana Traders, Ghana Union of Traders Association for her. Now, I'll say the Ghana Union of Traders Associations are calling on the government to hold on with the implementation of the reversal of the benchmark value policy based on the following. Almost 18 or maybe. Number one, that the devastating effects of the COVID-19 pandemic are still prevalent, and even in its fourth wave, which is worsening the situation. 2, the world commodity prices are still high and going up with freight charges being extremely high. 3, the conditions that resulted to the introduction of the benchmark value policy are still prevalent and even worse. 4, that the prices of essential commodities such as food, pharmaceuticals, and others will be extremely unbearable for the consuming public, which will also affect turnover and volume of trade in the country, thereby collapse businesses. 5, that in the fight against the pandemic, prices of food items, pharmaceutical products, etc. need to be affordable to the consuming public. 6, that our local manufacturers cannot meet demand of most of the listed items. Therefore, we are not self-sufficient as a country to surcharge the consuming public. 7, that the lack of competitiveness of our local industries is based on other factors rather than the benchmark value policy, of which they industries are also beneficiaries. 8, that the exchange rate is also going up at this time. And 9, the competitiveness of the Ghanaian trader within the sub-regional bloc cross-border trade should also be considered as very necessary and important. And 10, that the government, through the economic management team, had promised to engage stakeholders on the issue before any decision is taken, but have not met yet. 11, that in the press conference of the Honorable Finance Minister, he acknowledged the fact that the reversal of the benchmark value would have an adverse effect on importers and that the government would find a mitigating factor to cushion the effect, but this has not yet been done. In view of the all aforesaid, it is our hope and belief that the government will listen to our plea and hold on with the policy for proper stakeholder engagement to take place. It was signed by Dr. Joseph Kwekuobeng, the president at the Ghana Union of Traders Association. There is another statement. Okay. There is another statement, and also Importers and Exporters Association for and a woman son Eddie Abba Samson Asaki Awingobit. Nikui na yen share the omokan. And this one ya never told her. Also, press statement from the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana for immediate release for January 2022. All media houses. Also, pursuant to the government's implementation of the reverse 50% benchmark values at all ports of entry today, 4th January 2022, and having observed the process so far, the Secretariat of the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana would want to register its categorical displeasure and utter shock over the process so far. The IEAG, that is the Importers Secretariat of the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana, has made the following surprising observations at the various ports of entry on Tuesday, that is today, 4th January 2022. 1. The importers and clearing agencies whose bill of entry, BOE, were entered and duly accepted by the ICOMs in the last working days of 2021 have been denied access to clear their cargoes from the ports. Such importers and clearing agents are regrettably being asked to re-enter their various BOEs for new values to be charged on their cargoes. Number 2, that the ICOMS platform has been shut to all importers and clearing agents whose process have already been completed in the last year of 2021 and waiting to clear their cargoes from the ports. Our position on this development. The IEAG would want to state categorically that the position taken by the government and extension, the Ghana Revenue Authority on this matter, would be detrimental to the business community if it is not reversed immediately. It would lead to many businesses losing their cargoes, since importers would have to pay more outside their budgets, even at this crucial time at the beginning of the new year. In the very likely event that such importers are not able to raise the additional funds to clear their goods on time, issues of uncleared cargo, let's UCL, would pop up and huge losses to demurrage would set in. Therefore, the IEAG is calling on the government and, for that matter, the GRA to withdraw this directive with immediate effect. The IEAG demands that such importers be given at least 14 working days to clear their already cleared cargoes from the port without the new 50% benchmark values. In furtherance, the IEAG would want to state that it would not hesitate to commence moves with its allies in the business community to register its displeasure about this directive should government fails to heed to our demands within 24 hours after this press statement has been issued. It was issued and signed by the Executive Secretary, IEAG, Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana, Samson Asaki Awingobit. Into honors wende, and woman son equally. One would do statements, one would be tuja. Iti na enonson enono. Na pharmaceuticals. One would do am kwanzo. One of Pharmaceuticals Importers and Wholesalers Association of Ghana So now the question that we are asking, and some be sending be a yebisa ne say, which statement see a making kind amount? One from the Guta, as I be Guta and Penny for Atenase, Ghana Union of Traders Association, or Matenase. Consultations in a course on anything. A buying a promise here through the finance minister. Say, one more better now, one money, a dreaded for, especially a year one more affect you more. The benchmark value for the 3 items, saying a consultation, a course. Na as soon as so na egbomo and then so no saying. When you na the idea and then you bring ye ba be the ho komo, I would need 100.9. Na said the makano industry players na kasa wa ha. Na me hwe pete takremu a utum se o mani abre a branch meetings akodo e koso. And I'm say aban no ye ka say through Ghana Revenue Authority one more activity the implementation process of the benchmark value said the year cano said the aban no cano the 2022 budget. It's you better the list of the items and so on they affected. Na ya hwe esusu so a yesusu say ebetimi ediaba. It's me other statements and so mekan edi amount of ya dey adwadi for industry players no wo matena say. Yes sir basis here. Jama wakwa baby mede ba eye Torchlight so wo need 100.9 said me kan ye say enne ayade a me wo empanyifo akukudam ne titiri we ba Ghana adwadi ho a sampanyifo ni nyina no be fia Samson Asakia Wingobit Importers and Exporters Association or Baha Sarah na Guta Ghana Union of Traders Association Ghana adwadi fo kabom ko muku ba time wo mo dwantune ni nankasa Dr. Joseph Obin watenase Food and Beverages Association of Ghana, Adia Womonson Executive Secretary, Yera Samuel Agre, Ononson Atenase. Now, Dr. Joseph Obianyo no kwane ba you. On the vice, Vice, yes. On the Vice President, Clement Boateng, Vice President, Edemaguta, Clemento, Ononson Ewaha, it onoso Eddie Abetenenka, Abe the NT industry players in our pharmaceuticals for Ononson, Yetrenemo. Ebe hukuwa. Na mami and go through the 11 points eye gutafo ediaba. Bedi beko chimu ediama. Badansa na mami mama kwa abena huse mpanyifo no aba. Yera Dr. Joseph Kwaku Obeng, President of the Ghana Union of Traders Association. Yemo akwa aba. Ebacho bibia bako dia yemo afisia pandi oguzu ichia.
Yo afisa se no adenden no akese.
Amen.
No nyamia show no de nkwa butri abo.
Amen.
Journalist of the year and so.
Bedase. Nyagopo Ishraw. Good. Na Yera Samuel Agre. Or yeah, the Executive Secretary the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana. Yera Sami. Agazami.
Yeah, Afishapa.
I feel go back to you. I feel say na be sure no me hu. To the bia na kotedodo. E do want to say anyone bibia boko there. Because Juma na dey. Na mpanyifo nso de bu be say etrente ye ne de enya feso. Clemento me mo Afishapa.
Mark.
Clement Boateng.
Mejo so Afishapa so.
The Vice President of Guta. Clemento bibia boko there.
Woko.
Ye de Jacob as ye de nyamia sepa.
Amen.
Now, metiefo said the medical kanene ye ba bedi enkomo a ehu hiama menu mienu ehu hiama Ghana adwadefo ehu hiama eyo oman no se oman ye chekere ye se ye koyenim industrialization na enei ohwe AGI fo abasobode a womode ma eye aban poultry farmers abasobode a womode ma aban ebinum ani age ebinum susu se da bi ade we ya ade a yanhwe ni ya ebe ha adwen it is 11 points no me ba bebo so ewo chi mu na wetie ni ye guta for de no wo hwe eye Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana womonso womode bullet no so edigu form it ni nyina ye betwetwem Samson Asakia Wingo beto ye Executive Secretary edema eye Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana. Samson Awingobi. Yamakwa ba ma official pa.
Ajele, ejiso.
One pa na man to kan baby
Awa pa na. The Christmas one ba me fie. New Year so ba one ba me fie. Wo me we. Na e holiday. Ye nyina ko.
Said there be a
mini apenya ate ha no. Enran metin nka.
Sa
Dr. Obeng. Mini akabut enran metin nka. Mini somewhere enran metin nka. Ye nyina yeskata ye.
Munyina muskata.
Ye saba.
And there's and baba.
Ekutri on bie kwa.
O tu say ekusie pie. Bibi enkonso. Okay. That is good. It yamo official pastor makwaba.
Mejimuso.
Ye de yakopon say o de afa 2021 mo na 2022 so ye nyina ye timi asan hia.
Ye dana
say. O de ye be konso asomdwe kwan so.
Amen.
Good. Now, Mamen go through 11 points quick. Good for the buyer. Number 1, one must say that the devastating effects of the COVID-19 pandemic are still prevalent, and even it is fought with, which is worsening the situation. One must say COVID-19. And koi, which I fought with your buy ye kurano. Utu sa man for kwa unye mopa and see then a bank you benchmark value the free hop. Also that while commodity prices are still high and going up with freight charges being extremely high, and they ewiasia fana nyina no enwoma kosoro enam say COVID-19 no enwi COVID-19 da so wo ho nti akoba ne sa na ye ne den na afa ho ene shipsi shipping lines yi wɔn say deɛ no COVID no ahete wɔn nti ɔno no ba prices no the bɔn mprenu nti ɛbɛn ne deɛ. Number 3, also that the conditions that resulted in the introduction of the benchmark value policy are still prevalent and even worse. Wɔn say in adeɛ nti a yɛde benchmark value no ba yɛ no saa deɛ no ɛnkɔi it is then aban bɛka sɛ ɔtwam na wɔyɛ firi hɔ. That the prices of essential commodities such as food, pharmaceuticals, and others will be extremely unbearable for the consuming public, which will also affect turnover and volume of trade in the country, thereby collapse businesses. One must say, "Enorme hunya pa bibi te say aduane enuro ni ade aye no. Eh, say ye benchmark value ni free what there ebeko suro. Na eba ne sana ebe ha dwumadi a ana nwuma hodo a ekoso ewo ye man mo." Now 5, I said that the fight against the pandemic prices of food items, pharmaceutical products needed to be affordable to the consuming public. Or say, "Ne usha baby a yedru na yes ye kuetia COVID." That's a robo ye dinya. E besi de ne yakon edietia. That our local manufacturers cannot meet demand of most of the listed items. Therefore, we are not self-sufficient as a country to search out the consuming public. That point when AGI 40 no mbuofu. One must say, one more ye menu one more yen no me yi bisa the abanyi ka AGI for Association of Ghana Industries one more came. One more to me nye emanen sunye nyina. One more to me nye emanen sunye nyina. Iti aban so house way benchmark value the everywhere. Good at force Debbie. Was it that the lack of competitiveness of our local industry is based on other factors rather than the benchmark value policy of which their industries are also beneficiaries. Almost say benchmark value 170 year cano. Say ye can your local industries in a woman any abere say at the end woman you be adding to the baby dear ye quarters so almost say sir and I can't see normal Canada and your benchmark value as Debbie into your buying some new. Exchange rate is also going up. This time the exchange rate here cost and because our dollar is 6.4. Enra dollar 6.4. And as I say, I do say 6566 646566 Enra I'll be quite 67 into exchange rate, you know, air cost a buying also a benchmark a free. That the competitiveness of the Ghana traded within the sub-regional bloc, cross-border trade, should also be considered as very necessary and important. Also, yeka ya manya ko do so a yenyina na Ghana na after abeya yenyina yenim si yede ne headquarters ababesi a yedi dwa ya nhwe ne yie wo mo de besan ye honom de afa ye kon ho na ye no mana kwa ne bo akwa de nti ebesi den de etimi compete with them. That the government through the economic management team had promised to engage stakeholders on the issue before any decision is taken, but have not met yet. Aban can say onne eye stakeholders be di ehyiamu no matoato adwen ade ye baba be ye free ho nanso ya mutu aban ye sa de the city na be ka so ye free ho. That in the press conference of the Honorable Finance Minister, he acknowledged the fact that the reversal of the benchmark value would have an adverse effect on importers and that the government would find a mitigating factor to cushion the effect. But this has not yet been done. Finance Minister Kokan say a benchmark value ni dear tie bia no e de ahokere beba iti abai ba behwe kwan foforo so a eye woma kra eno amanya sa de affecting ni womo betimi anya eye nsiachi baabi ano beso masene wo mu na ama eye eno ama no emu etima henhan ne nso aban yesa nti na we ebe ne sen na aban say oyi e de afiri ho yewra Joseph Kwaku Obeng, President of Maguta. Openi aban activity adiwe. Na the ambubu boss in just aban ye won just stakeholder we ni ade ni na amaso ana. Amaso.
Just say emra AGR for ekoye omo lobbying.
Yeah.
And aban enam economic management team. Eho ena yi sa abrofu yi bebre a womo Esu womo ye manufacturers, womo ne womo CEO ne other Ghanaians, and womo hajaki economic management team. And womo koye PowerPoint presentation. Can sim bebre. Ti hono na aban free ni pem. And was no. Womo kamasem na esi enya adwadifo bi ewa ha.
Okay.
Eninti womo ya womo free baby na me ne nam kra yi edimrika me pay my pam for baby you come home ye call ye na a PowerPoint presentation na entron kwan no mucha etra aban oh AGI for no e some of can na entron kwan ti wo mo aye no nso mi si etre aban mu say ensem a wo mo kan na no enya no kre na ase otanhunu bi and wo mo time the important community they don't even recognize say traders and our trading integral part of manufacturing until they always set themselves as enemies against us anything and more feeling now yet to your say is VAT and some more can the first say even manufacturers they cheat under the guise of manufacturing but most of them will be on my own say will be will chromia was tomatoes or the finished product in na free say channel say dey oba no dey wapetete agu konkom it won't you do tin yahwe yaman all the incentives what time sir product so they call Nigeria akoton and we say under the rules of origin you don't qualify because near man one produce A to Z Ghana until you don't qualify it idea say manufacturing and one keka ho a womu take advantage of womu chiato ema aban no womu in the guise of manufacturing me expose ni na try aban womu ka say is this what is happening at the end of the day and womu ka say no this issue said the good afọ so church womu nsem and say adwadifu church womu nsem no na say I don't know say a broader stakeholder engagement it is a million na obia ebeka ho ni aye broader one aye sa engagement na sana ye besi gina ye bia na yesi yebra onmonyamfo osafomafo ebra ye ko economic dialogue e work in peace ayi sa brofu ya sa ko gina ho ka benchmark azum ya mo no akasi wo manim say benchmark issue no very dicey because economy no local importers no nkika ho na we see importation and manufacturing side and side into you be here another stakeholder engagement to discuss that into no what said that forum no we can't discuss into you be here brother it was all indications say yetna say ni na ye bobo because benchmark value no did not come out of emptiness sub producer and free view and a better form say them say adwadifo monfa as a result say idea was problem major problem
problem because what can almost say a problem and that's all
it still persist because problem no and say on say maybe a term would you journalist at some na adwadifo e kan da bia ne say duty board duty capital yentimi ye mo ye treasure ebra benchmark reduction a policy by ye so on to say amount for air say so be beka say you issues are na your port charges what port ho no and no whatsem and an eka I just say actually film anything a kwan bia so no na say yetna say even finance minister nankasa so obekaya with the finance minister so eka say a benchmark say ye reverse na ye ho betre ye adwadifo ho betre nti we had a press conference about 3 weeks ago and nti so pair mitigating policy it is the same problem and you come out buying through council
and then after the presentation of the budget time now or
yes and okay eti yani a council of state ni yi na trans say si you duty 20% say you VAT ka ho you other taxes and levies at the port and na accumulate up to about 55% will be a duty 20%. Now will be a duty 35% in the case of tin tomatoes and other commodities, or no 35%, no be to VAT at other levies and charges at the port now can cumulatively about 65%. It means that say your invoice value no we see about now what they call $100,000. So what you duty 20%, so call for $55,000 and now they could duty any other charges at the port. The work of tin tomatoes and other commodities are attracted 35%. And so on, so call you $65,000. Now when you got to a duty of $100,000 worth of goods. Anybody, we are seeing for now, baby, no, say it is obvious that the boarding American woman musica, yeah, to train Kahono, or China, Cotoniama, and so yes, I do to be no mutia, only to 5% be no account. Argentina, you bet a growing economy, industrializing. So now, Yabaka say, you're punishing the people of Ghana by surcharging them with high duties. And indeed, you know, me and say, Nampa, Mudika. And indeed, you're more bread, and indeed, I'm smuggling adoso. And indeed, I'm competitive, West Africa, yet we got Togo, Debia Cotoniama up and down, Togo Niamana, Yakotono, and you're made in Togo, and you're also imported goods. Now, the entire Maya, you're free, you a Ghana cross, you were imported Sakasia Wahano, Yantoya Niama, Ewaha, you caught Togo. Ekoto free one importers and getting it you and you better there's a cost of doing business. So cheap. Enti abai adini na to senia so no say no. And yeah, sad way any induce smuggling, any corruptible activities port one ngika ho. Enti no yanhwe ye bepa kwa bi na ye de asomofin. Now abai your challenge because you know what duty rate no so duty rate no 35%. And I said 20%, no, it's about 10% and 20%. You will be a friend common external tariff. ECOWAS protocol. No, Emma Wamo, Ahodero, and yes, I didn't. And in Tiaban, you are one in Yansa, and ye and yet buying the one yet. About friend in Yansa say, because of the talent, and because say you who say most of who trimunintino, and you invest value, no, and your man would the abano. Yeah, you bet mamma discount of 50%. Eti aniama na ye de aba no value and wo mu bechem yenu o mu chem yenu ansa na wo mu de eto no ade ato so na se wo mu ohu aha eti benchmark no de cousins for na wo mu ankasa e de esa din benchmark no esa ka ho because benchmark no che se wo mu eye mechanism a wo mu de hwe se wo value no eye authentic and ase eyi na se gradually no ye be free no a benchmark value reduction policy. Eba ye so no ye tour government revenue na no onya we exceeding the target revenue targeting na
it no nyese affect ya ban no
affect aban no in revenue collection because yes because you know a lesson I wa ha ne say tour no mamu ye han na ni tua no ye affordable a wo bia no endoje tour no dodo na ni tua no ekoso. Because before then, no, now you use old system, no, and so certainly now, not government find it difficult to achieve its revenue target. And indeed, now entiasianim say, you know, we no more ebeko, no more lobby abang, na abang, aka say or reverse, you know, otherwise a very good policy about mitigating the plight of the consuming public as well as the importers.
Okay, what was the understanding, Mami? Answer na by Airshas you implemented since 2019, right? When you understanding is the same. Say you are there permanent, a temporary neighbor, but also ya sene. And I said, I don't know when you understand them.
No, sir, I didn't launch no surgeons hall in the full glare of the public.
Yeah.
Vice President, any day anyone will come him now. One can say, South Police here permanent, and one can say temporal. The babies are said temporal for how long? No, and your police buy ya will be aji to my Haley, never no so I wake up where airboy am a dead me call. At no point, and will be catcher say I didn't a temporal. A temporal, one more day a date a time frame Bennett also. Then you can walk yard, you will be about 2 years. Monfa way and you my homemaker crack. Now 2 years and ya Nanka Adiachi and Nanka also bufu. What be that? And just a patrol.
Okay, good. NEET 100.9 Food and Beverages Association. Yera a year Samolagri. Now the question is, say aban wa activate wa yi e free ho. Now we ye free ho no ebema no amabo akosoro. Said the another kind the consuming public. Consuming public no wo kasa. Mono mo ha ne say akosoro amon transmitting farmer eh. Say yen so ye hwe na ye tona no boy ne say ne nipa no ebre no so no kodina adaka mu a ebeka bibia kire na what is it? Some of your business people. It had na mo well okay akosoro akwa yi aden say na akwa mo farmer ne ye tona sa ne ye koi.
Na wo kan ne Obi abeka say nyama bo akosre fa ho ben. Enkoso na yin na yin jintum say. Na hini ene wo salary. Na me am ekra de na ban say wo me de ba na say wo ntumi anto a. Na
enoma ni si ho.
Isi wa na me edwuma no. Oh kan be.
Okay.
So thing na ne say wo hwe benchmark valuation and I said the valued policy our government introduce it.
Yeah.
I'll say 1%, a chemo 50%, 0.5. Which to me
Yeah.
Oh, time no we introduce our policy. The dollar was 4.2 Ghana cedis. So that inflation you're saying. Now, who may be someone who say, Argentina at this time, prices anchor down now yen 0.5%, you know, a home fast. The woman say, at the time now government did this our policy way. When Nema Wakrabano, I will turn. If I say 10 cities. Our policy no Emma won't go reduce it.
Okay.
The only thing that it means is that your next import no better down. Now say better down you also pass it on to
the consumer, yeah.
Now you have goods in your warehouse into Minton here, until you have to maintain that price to such a time will to me near money best I will be for never. Until say bar okay into so never. During this time government introduce new levies at our port. So special presidential tax from by 1%. And no, we were told say a temporary measure.
Okay.
Now new administration
special presidential tax.
Special levy.
Import levy.
Import levy.
Yeah.
1%. Of course through 2%. I do 1% back. Say near mamu AM rea, you be free on. Internet expenses at 2%.
Will attract both the 1% and 2%. But there are some certain commodities that will attract only the 2%.
As with 2%.
Speaking now, the 2% cut across.
Okay, for now, the 2% and I cut across.
Yes, it was not just for now. It was.
Okay.
So now your expenses our policy will be free because now yet policy papa. And no mono and our COVID. So
yeah.
Who ni one in my say nka to me a benefit from no unfortunately sad levies in I introduced this year no almost about 17%, 17 different values. And a airport one more say okra near the bar. If you are not careful, 17 in no. Oh, about 18 of them. No, one biscuit. You have to pay all these taxes. So say, no pay for it. Yes, Nanka say important.
Rippling effect, and I because consuming policy can because
against that
who so
no against Nanka be bank ube man consumer na benefit over the time until 2020.
Yeah,
the euro in yeah, you see the saying 6.2.4. So are there no. Once I introduce new levies about port one more, the bit is network charges, which is the most useless tax. They introduce port one more because internet charges. What is internet? The whole community can even benefit from it. One container you can pay as much as 10,000 cedis for network charges. Now, be someone say, I didn't hear. See. Yeah,
when you know your charges be a fee now,
Anka here. This is policy in Abba. Amasa against Nanka, SA passing on to the consumer. No, Ama Naye void. Now, at the time, no one introduces our benchmark value action. The policy itself, which is 1%, that was being charged on the consumer. It's all in the say. The Ukrainian the banners at any $1. I buy the 50%. 0.5% back nneɛma na wo wakra de
wakra na ba ho.
na wasan charge you duty. Na wetua. Nti me kofa de ne ba, aban to no wasan aton ama me.
Okay.
At 1.5 and then add the duty on it for you to pay for the duty on it. So you take it to the warehouse. And in India, the Uko all over the world, there's nothing that we call benchmark value that is being operated this way. Only in Ghana. India, somebody can say, look, I'm now introduced there were hidden issues. We're asking you to make sure that Niema bo ebeba from duties na yetua ebeba down na yetumi aye your friend is saying I pass you on to the consumer. Unfortunately, this things never happened. So when you gave us the 5%, we knew say was the time yes we ebe benefit here, prices be stable kakra. At the time that we thought prices are stable, we should keep it. You go back and introduce that benchmark, and therefore 50% now they account automatically. When increasing those friends say products as our values to be affecting by 50%. There's no way you come into the market and say I don't know work around 50%, you sell them at 11. I don't know which arithmetics that you can put on the table that will bring you that value. It's almost impossible. Either you go up or you maintain it.
Okay.
So, but Ghana honey we share the way our economy is now. Nema ekosuru embafo. The problem that we are facing now, it means that if we don't do anything about it, unfortunately, the Behuani say a tin of milk is being sold at 10.
Okay.
Titimuka Sanomeka just say
100,000.
1 tin of milk. Inti we ni nema say abani hwe tanka ebeba forma NSS niema bekosoro sa. So eya ne yakan esi industry. Look, benchmark has nothing to do with industry.
I don't know Mukasa na one also goes within the confines of.
I beg to differ.
It doesn't have
Because one more just say normal bank crash say and they weyi e dey free ho no. E normal ye bi.
Okay.
Ha.
Look at the capacities at which we are producing. Say, if we take out the import now, they bet to me a sustained market. Baby, we can't. Production, me say no, because say I stand in between industry and importers. Now, if you are talking about industry now, because you can say benchmark value doesn't affect imported friends industry. And say when you look at the values that is being placed now, the very moment that you raise the friend is saying imported goods, when we say local products, then they also go up to benchmarking the imported price. So the values, it doesn't go down. What we have rather done is to give advantage for people to take unnecessary profiteering at the expense of the consumer. Now, if AGI, Eka say, oh, they welcome this for Sebema industry who are high.
Our Ghana ha.
Our Ghana ha. I'm busy with them. There, Ghana ha. Near AGI can. If there's anything to fight for industry, these are not the things that we should be looking at. Because already, electricity cost for the industry is very expensive. So are there no? Cost to raw materials import, very expensive.
Okay.
Taxes that they pay at the end of production, very high. I say, yes, Sanyama way now. And Ghanaian industries are competitive. And are interested, and then also against bank borrowing. So all these factors, these are the things that we should be looking at to make sure say industries will have a lower price when they finish production and they are penetrating to the market. We should have a price that is very competitive. Already, when you finish producing, what happens? They say your price is more than the retail market price. So therefore, either you bring it down to make sure consumers will accept it, and then over time you increase your prices. So last year, between November and December, I kept saying, say, Niema Bobedi, say I'm ye. Now government pronouncement why yes say or he's bringing back the benchmark value. No? What will happen is people will then have to sack themselves to make sure say at the end of the day they don't run at a loss. You know, prices started going up.
Yeah.
Ocean the insurer cost. Go to the market and check last year what has happened.
Is it so? Is it on Matutu?
Yatutum. And you know, Pepsi, Nanka 1 cedi, in the local market, 2 cedis. Percentage in here saying 100%. Ocean Coke, Anchor price and I say back down. Match it and see what is happening today. 2 cedis, 20 pesos. 2 cedis, 50 pesos. And then, how much are people earning? And that we have to keep on increasing the product because government and CASA in a edit pace, the increase of products to go friends into the market. If you announce in the budget, say automatically, all the MDAs now, more provided services, should go up by 15%. What have you done? You've already increased the cost of services on the market. If petrol goes up this week, 2.8%. Or more reduction in the demand. Boom. Fuel is going up every now and then without even giving recourse to what will happen to the market and happen in the market. But we've kept quiet. When you came back to introduce the COVID tax of 1%, because we knew what the government has gone through, and then we need to do something about it, we kept quiet for us to absorb that 1% and make sure the government would then stabilize the situation as it were. Unfortunately, what is happening now is that you don't see anybody complaining about the 1%. But the very moment the benchmark value was discussed, all of us became worried. What is happening? Because if you are not careful and you introduce this policy, what will mean is that schools will go up by 50%. That is all that it means. So if you are a retailer and you are coming to me as an importer or distributor to buy, to go and sell, my prices will go up automatically because government has increased the price. And you mean increase the price?
It's a buy industrialization policy, no, and yadia. Yes, I deal with a bit me. I'm on the rocks.
If you look at the external market, Anchor exports will help the industrialization. We share industry in Ankasana. And America say they produce at a loss. They are not producing to make profit. Ask every industrialized industries in this. I'll give you an example. When we have two companies, that one is operating under 1D1F, and the other one is operating under the normal industry sector. Now, Francophone anyway, 1D1F has so many tax reliefs. So if you cry for 5 years moratorium, they will start paying their taxes. And then also a producer on the other line, without having those moratoriums, why not need a bit more expensive? The one on the other line.
Okay.
But let me tell you, the 1D1F is even producing higher than who was on the other side of the production line.
Okay.
Remember our example, KO FIE. One produce no more at the market.
Eco juice, you know.
Eco juice. Why should they sell at 3 cedis, 50 pesos at retail? Because their production doesn't meet the retail market. So therefore, if they sell below, they will be out of the market.
Okay.
And our raw material also over time, because we do seasonal farming. Until when these things happen, unfortunately, what will happen is they will go down the line. And there are so many factors. So many factors. Look, I'm surprised. They will look at increase the price so that the local market will have a leeway in selling what. When they produce, we are the people who are giving to the market, and therefore, if there are any challenges, they'll come back to us.
Okay.
You see, so therefore, whatever they are doing, this is not the time that government, because we'll share one casa crap on for your friends say benchmark values by MMA Niama Bua duty. how much are you giving to the people if it comes to salary? Because it stands where it is, but the produce are going up, and therefore we have to pay more to ensure.
That's how by so or 7%. Not 4. It's our pay because internet so increase the purchasing power.
And until when the product goes up, our purchasing power goes down. Because if you are not careful, you will not be able to fend for your family. And therefore, if you don't change your taste, then there's also a trouble for you. You see? And these are the things that we are talking about. The Ghanaians are suffering from all these things that we are talking about.
Okay.
We don't need any increment, additional penny added to any cost of doing business.
At this time.
Okay. What say Samuel Agri or your executive secretary, the Mine Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana. Na Samson Asaki. And also make kind statement and I want to crowd here. One was hey. Food and Beverages Association of Ghana, yes, Samuel Agri. Now Samson Asaki on the executive secretary, the Mine Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana. Now, one observation, one colleague, one woman, so you Joe Yamoa, and also executive secretary, the Pharmaceutical Importers and Wholesalers Association of Ghana, and also one woman, so Joe, may join you very soon. But my call Asaki, one most statement, most observation, one more activity at the end, one more process, one more document, say we verified and accepted by ICOMS. A platform now, mode, coso say, will be bit my clear. No man afei one more then or one more need access it's a kwakwa say one more the benchmark value no one more sign konechi akwa charges for no. How was it like? Explain further, Sammy. Samson.
Well, me da se me ma wuti for ina afisapa and then paying for me baba share mo ha. Even though yani working colleagues but sene ada di kan ya share wo media house nte me ma mo officer pa. The attendant say issue statement now my office issue it has regards to what transpired today our tema port.
Okay.
Now the attendant say there issue statement no. We don't see reason why Obia or processing the documents as at maybe 28th, 29th, 31st last month.
Okay.
Last working day of the 2021 was 31st. Now why assessing the panel? One man duty to pay. Now Ghana hire him say if they don't pay asset, they're supposed to pay within the week.
One man record him.
Young father say another Monday Magana for because Monday was Tuesday, it was a holiday.
Yeah.
So and then they had the first working day.
Yeah.
They I said the panel on better and duty. Now continue the process to go and clear the cargo to avoid demurrage and rent our portal. Because of Benjamin value reversal, ama obi biara crowd or kita would duty papers or banker. Now fine. I didn't say o processor. I say Benjamin values and say I take effect no. So go back. That means you have to go back and redo push entering again. Obia o process it last week and o coffee because of holiday and nura on team Bajuma and then Bajuma no or Bedujuma or whom the dashboard say due to na aba I also accept it and not reject it. Then he explained why he's rejecting the duty values. Or press acceptor and the system say boy on. So I can tell you that the whole of today until you started making noise before custom one of the officers came to say, oh, they are finding ways and means to clear to work it out. But the point is, even this evening, you can't go out. Already they will be stay over. That means they are going to stay over. So the people stay over at China. What authorities know? Just a course because it wasn't your make. Simple lines. Or uncle say farm contain no course. I say my container stay there. So
you have to pay for those additional charges.
Exactly. Until why do you put such unbearable distress on the Ghanaian importer? The Ghanaian importer became vulnerable for GRA. They just say, I was so angry to the extent that Commissioner General.
And why for say?
Commissioner General directives. Commissioner General, who did to me what Ghana for how 2 million years with their Ghana for through our parliamentarians. Emma will those act and what the regulations are we used to a year with performance of the reason. So you don't take the authority to unduly
now Commissioner General there why you there?
Send a statement no issue no and none of my officers no so musro. Obiasro I come crowd so onto my system na work it because they must go according to strictly by what the Commissioner General is saying.
On my timelines, a bra, your friend is saying, sir, effective date in a chance.
Effective an F4. Why should you? Law doesn't take any retrospective. As to speak, no, even young period no crampoa. What's your reverse Benjamin? Na say Ghana for one ben no ya by no. Say you could deep New Year ba. First working day. During Christmas activities, Ghana for them years also need to have Muslim reporters no moko krum koye market. Ghana for them must say they could not buy things because the cost of living is very high. So they were having challenges. After na school bie, young kola na omo SS no, or come omo university. Meboa. Parents will have to pay school fees, buy items. This is the time you are reversing Benjamin values. During Christmas, when importers were enjoying Benjamin values, Ghana for can say, no one nobody did. After no, they want Bobby di pa. And in brave intelligence I may pick it. Obi before the new year and before we retire, we start work today. No, now the duty for frozen food it was about 42,000 Ghana cedis. And then because of this challenge we have now, Omoko head of Omoko GRA Kope Ukwa Omama could be. When they enter the code, when they the duty to pay call from 42,000, a page call 77,000 Ghana cedis. But I can't any number of Obeja or Habo.
Sir,
Because it is Benjamin values.
but capture no.
I see a page no from 42,000 to 77,000.
77,000. Almost 100%.
Bisa who say okotua 77,000 na. Or the name nam no ko back there. Send over go to Ghana for. Age for omuside. Yin na say na o man pay koma na da ko yen ko la yin ko na da ko the biggest poultry farm out of this country. Yin na say na o man pay koma of scarcity on your farm. So you think we have reached at the point that there's no need for us to say let's do the policy for like say 5 years to 10 years. We need a medium to long term to be able to revitalize, retool our industries in this country. Let's call a spade a spade. It's not about, and as we speak, President Akufo-Addo, His Excellency, now by 2020 election, on the 7th January, you're sworn into office now. He was able to form his government, entire government, somewhere September, October this year. As we speak, 2022, they'll be doing constituency elections, regional elections. In 2023, they'll be electing national and they'll be electing presidential candidate. So within second quarter of 2022, 2023, they will be campaign all over. You can't even work. You only have a peace crack to do because they are looking at 2024 and 2023 how to win the election. So even with this no crap, you don't need to do such a thing. So you want to tell me say, he will take
more position is that the timing is wrong.
Very completely wrong. Completely wrong. Na Ghana for other bonaba no mayomo. And me say nipa no due to obekwa kotua no. Na you 42,000. Benjamin value a page no 77. Let me tell you. Peter Echina kono. Obati Ghana for say omo import be omo numbers. Omo friends say catch na buy no say. And on fa na name no happen around to me. Because obekwa kotua 77,000. How much will you go and sell? Every one obekwa koto. 7% no kano. 7% yakwati Christmas no buy no.
Yeah.
The government has empowered Ghanaians so much that our packaging power have gone high until you are reversing payment values. Finance minister, our kind of press conference, they say you find ways to mitigate them. Ways to means now, what catch there? Answer or reverse it, I don't know. You haven't done anything. Hey, a bad way, kotompo hene. A bad way, omuno dead. One who kasa, over from meeting, me see. The difference between MPP government and this government and say, which shall let the command so show more, umbaka bra. Onu mubadi kita hunu. But also kwa omo ya hute. We can forget about those people. Do what we want to do.
It's abina dada more important.
Abina where dada financial service that will collapse banks no.
Yeah.
Bank na about important the country collapse omo. We are no 2021 budget. Then with the financial service levy, recovery levy, ever too important so. As we speak, me business say how long would that financial service recovery levy ever free import bills? Health insurance, what flood importers flood rate 1% no abolish for importers no. What's that about to war? Your friends 3%, 4% is here. Flour rate. I buy way kotopo hene. I buy a catcher say, Yan son no or no name so I do bunny one 3 bar. Because you and the trend and the trend that communicators said that they've come to get a public sympathy. This public sympathy, hey, Ghana for importers no you name no have no. They will pass it on to you. Okay? So pair. My catcher come for the moon cran name bium. Na age amu produce. Within 3 months, crowd Ghana comedy a come maybe a no. Me bisao. So say during the debate of the before the budget no. Okay, say emo obi a papa bi also oye Agyeman omo ye rice producers.
Yeah.
And okay say
local rice no.
And okay say no more no. Ne boy esien obi a ko fa free amal neba.
Ne boy den.
Ne boy no the rice was more
expensive
because and they can't sell because import no ko fa nem na ba na o trade to we no. And no ni ne man fufu
yeah.
The atene say ECOWAS common external tariff. And not to say find more free obi krumba. No within ECOWAS sub region now. What you are 10% import duty. Ghana had 20%. They maintain it. Can you say reduce it to 10%? What you say? What we are mono? Can you say catch a band say to some my misika, my farm input. Give me the input at the right time. Mean trade till somewhere August. September now say about mouse farming. Give them the input now to say your first quarter say January between January March February before April now any millions they must start done. One more will be bia.
Information the whole of 2020 2020 no farmer benefited from it.
What do you say? Agyeman for omukoji loans our Ghana saying me see hwe Agyeman for na omusro yankopon. Agyeman for ti omu dada abanya na ma aban fa ina akose prison by force. Ma me can say Africa
and the influence
yes
onyisade.
Where African continental free trade ebeba expose mu they will still come back here to tell you say aban on hwe bibi na so look South Africa omuji busia wo banka 5% per annum. Uko Africa sa 7% per annum. Uko Kenya I'm told Kenya is about 3 or 4% per annum. These are countries that are going to trade with us. Single window no over who Agyeman they will see the smoothness level. They will come back here to complain. They like complain too much. Right? Building the structures there doesn't mean that you have the capacity. Even if you have the capacity, you have the capacity and I'm what produce it to her. Say say 2 years ago when the agri minister also because say 2 years time when with the robust government policies there won't be rice importation to this country. Otimi that man say no rice importation should come to this country.
Samson, are you being fair to Agyeman as a buy because yet they say enorma marco 81 and as a benchmark values na benchmark value na a cover. And now a buy you move 43. They say 41 were still a benchmark value no. Active was under so. Okay. Why are we still complaining?
What about Nema abani?
Yeah, I'm trying to get
a balance. Remember to Maubi.
I'm trying to get a
cement car. Cement a clinker car. Leather and garment a car. Omomokra and wire cooking oil a car. Biscuit nina car. Frozen food car. Sugar na abani so commander sugar factory. Otimi yebi. Yes, sugar Ghana. As a critical factory, I was saying about Mr. Abawe. Communication how many politicians how many Ghanaians are doing politics? You can't hold everybody to one ransom because of for a mere fact that you want to industrialize the country. You want to industrialize the country, it's a gradual process. Let's have a national policy. Okay. Whether to say like America to say China asake the policy says that AGI and our industries we are supposed to reduce their utility tariff for them for the next 10 years. They're supposed to pay utility tariff very low. Banks are supposed to give them maybe 10% per annum. That is where they can. Look, who called to say compared to say Nestle Ghana, Unilever, Coca-Cola, Guinness Ghana, Accra Brewery, they are all Agyeman members. Besides, are they not importing finished product to this country? you got to say Nestle and Unilever. Why did they close some of their production lines down and go to Kenya and Nigeria and South Africa and import finished product from there, pay duty, and it's still cheaper as compared to if they were supposed to produce in this country. Yeah, me say I day and then me to say Omu president and now one of the executive member from AGI or say about for raw materials no I buy no until you should continue to give them the benchmark value.
Okay.
Already they are enjoying 0% if they bring raw material and 5%. An importer is paying 35% import duty.
And say you are complaining.
Many no bill no what bank na samika no 50% cut across all institutional fees and charges. This say China concepts mrene bar.
Yeah.
Minister, so if you used to go to FDA and pay registration fee or permit fee for like maybe say 2,000, it will be up by 15%.
15%, yeah. So I don't know what budget in the
I cost to the importer.
Okay.
Why are you trying to put this stress where Ghana had no? Mrano say me call abrochi ko fa njoba and me ko find me name ba me catch say these are my documents. Me transaction values are 1 million Ghana cedis. You supposed to assess me duty based on 1 million Ghana cedis. One penny and they go out there and find out did I actually bought the goods truly 1 million and you don't tell me that you have a data trade price data STB, then you go there and check and you think that the price now as a Kadibra no and you know this is I get to give a dog a bad name and hang the dog. Just we are importer Ghana, we are chrono. I say
meaning say moon declare the real values.
Mami Kejo, honorable Alanko Clemente, honorable Kokukwate, in 2016, Omuni Dika by Guta. Yahumu Momo, President Akufado, Omuni no buy 2016 before election. Yahu Asama Mubaba Kache, Alagas Baba, you over, but so you know Kotua, you're dead. Oh, you're dead. Oh, yeah, that much, Jennifer.
All right.
Oh, yeah, day.
Higher needs 100.9. Yane a industry players Ghana 24 and a Yadomo aiding Komowaha Importers and Exporters Association Samson Asakia Wingo Better now in Kano Food and Beverages Association one more song Ewaha Yera Samalagri and a Guta President and Ghana Union of Traders Association Yera a doctor Kwekwabe Mesaba Wadok but my main quam manasona Joe Yamwa. Okay. You matter. Joe Yamwa, Executive Secretary of the Pharmaceutical Importers and Wholesalers Association of Ghana. Joe, Memo Joe.
Kenya.
Na, as I say,
I don't know.
I think I'll bet you. I bet to send a baby a year come and Yamish.
Amen.
Good. Na, yeah, guess no what happened. But you said what you know so sweaty on ye. Okay. Now the maybe son say more and more the pharmaceutical industry in more among importo in ru edeba. Challenging anything.
Yo, medical that we still was no matter what was. Before I buy implementing policy somewhere last 2 months. Yeah, the release. And that I indicated a few issues there. I buy a customer or a basic discount here. I may affect the industry. Now, for the record, the thing is, you say, I may want to. You are for the dog, I don't know, over 80% and above mine. And you say, oh, pharmacy shop, DM1. And don't know only Ghana. And move 80%. I am here, you see, I'm on a near dog. That being said, the other benchmark this company. What it means is that prices of medicines and for that matter, important medicines are going to go up by not less than 30%. That is what, yes, that is by not less than 30%. And you know, OBGI, if you're who control a drug, that's the only thing last month, then 50 cedis. I was also calculating only 30% account. Also, not less than 70, or 60 something because it's grown 80%.
Okay. Na abai engagements okay yes on industry players and stakeholders ye edia found say sa engagements ni nyina amasui edien anamontuo ne ebetimi etu because they working they say one mama for say calculate eduro ne bo na or the 30 divided by 100 no wa check price so they come home 80 what can we do?
And for now, I think we the final consumer can only adapt. Because as importers, no, we cannot also absorb the increase in the duty. We cannot absorb because for sure there would be a typical import duty list. A lot of factors you no more they are absorbing that. And for the record, no, and then running now and I enjoy benchmark discount. But good one I enjoy. It is good one I enjoy. It is good one I carry back. It's an Android discount in the first place. And to say, I buy a representative, then 50% now. First, to be current robot, that's a value near $50,000. $50,000. No, I buy pay or calculate your duty on $25,000. If you have interest on the $25,000, if you have $50,000, maybe you have $5,000, $5,000. This year, no, that costs you up to $10,000. That's what it means. So our cost in terms of import duty, you know, are also by the president by 100%. That is what it means.
How is it going to affect you? A year more that industry name.
So for my members, you know, what we say, we already know we import with foreign currency. And we are what the capital base or the business. It's the cost of production, cost of doing business, cost of that affecting any man of the Acadiaban. Is the share no say no to try 40 feet and every 6 months. If you are so that and I say 1 year and 6 months because you are going to be paying more on the import. But I said that's what it means. And that's also one of the wholesalers because they know that they are not a foreign cost also to me and stock a lot because it is going to affect their capital.
Okay.
So it's a change. Oh, it's a chain. Apart from that, has come and on consumer over here more. Yeah, no, I can't do the battle. And they have to see a little bit of cover. It is the answer here. It is going to bring strategy because you can't have this kind of battle. Just refer the same value extra value. Because of the buy, you are going to look for, you are supposed to look for more cash to go and pay for and
use. Na moon rofui, yanshe ordinarily. Make up pharmaceutical shop will be an answer, licensed chemical shop will be more. Edron also way a local, way a foreign. Paracetamol can a better. Yes, say foreign or local or okay, me per foreign, okay, me per local. Na ye be so. Munro na mo crade ban, ye be your many more na.
But I said, what is that expecting me? And said, you got to be a police of my mind. With the notion that and no you know maybe once a plan import but the point is that yeah so you get the 2 years ago I covered the history common apprenticeship PP i.e. face mask and sanitizer the problem not you need to amend you understand so it took my members to bring in these items to mitigate or to prevent the COVID infection for the community. We are self-reliant, we are self-sufficient in terms of material of what I'm saying. The other day I told you that it will take us close to 30 to 40 years before we can even before we'll be able to produce 70% of what we need in this country. Currently, we are almost 80%. The local manufacturing, and just about a friend is saying about 20%. You understand? Even Terry, the country will say even most of some of the local manufacturers, they import some of their products. And we cannot do away with importation. If you want to promote local manufacturing, local industry, I have brilliant ideas. In fact, some of my members are even engaging the local manufacturers on contract manufacturing. Last year, we paid for almost Friday. We are not against local manufacturing. What we are guarding against is strategies. A bar.
Okay, say you better was your John. Sorry, Joe. See, you better was your year. Enroni bi wɔ ye ɛwɔ ye memo, but then yes sufficient for the consuming public. Sana opatre.
That's the point. And enrolo categories the way. And maybe categories because before you can even produce certain drugs, you need the factory has to be MOH certified. WHO certified. In terms of categories, what they are here. That is the point. Yes, that's the point.
Okay. It's a modi am taking the position. Say the idea am be transfer any additional charges biano to yanoma yeba betun road.
That is answer. Also say said young one almost no better. And I know we know for sure that it's going to affect in some way any time. It may affect any time because the no price will be a certain value. It will be off the list.
Okay. All right. Joe, Yada say, and then you say what be part of the discussions. Joe Yamua, or your executive secretary, Pharmaceutical Importers and Wholesalers Association of Ghana. No, it didn't come. Now, John Mante, chairman. Tema branch at the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders. Yeah. Give an that Makai Minuya QD. Anyway, John, Ben Casamon. Namo Yatesa so Macasapa. Your follow said ya no me kwa mo freight forwarders. Said ya enoma e koso. Chire mo kwan ben so na sadie we befa so aha ye freight forwarders. John.
Me that's it. Now, in terms of how issue but have freight forwarders. I mean, in fact, on Friday, na me money buy. Na me money buy. Na in fact, Benyumre and people were, actually preparing for the festivities. Banks, most of the banks had actually been closed. And then the online portals were what most members were using to Tuono. Into time now issue by in fact there it will be an anger. In fact, most people did not believe it. We had importers now Omaji bill, tax bill now, because they had other things to do, some were traveling and stuff, and they were like, oh, okay, fine, me took my bar, maybe to your duty, because I go through the system. I'm out tax bill, I'm accept it. Until I said Tuesday, maybe to your because Monday near holiday. No Monday near holiday. Into Ukrainian nobody believed what we had seen.
Okay.
Into and now Grofobia Juma say see I know just say you don't even go for queue and all banks wanting to pay they can't importers person it's 50% more. Only, for instance, even government, government, okay, maybe within this period. Whatever city is amount, and now so no agent tax.
I feel we be corner kwa question na charges and issue.
For some time now, we've been engaging our major stakeholders. Guta, Fabag, Imported and Exporters Association as to the way forward on this matter. And I think there's a statement that they will be issuing probably, I don't know, tonight over here. And between Friday and then, in fact,
Monday,
business, I mean, nothing is moving. Don't forget that we have engaged the sector commander in before Christmas in terms of targets. In fact, we pushed importers to. In fact, and they say there were certain products that most of them didn't know yet. Some say we would buy and they brought in because of that. We were able to achieve our targets.
Okay.
I had Minister of Finance target on this in the midst of COVID.
Yeah.
In the midst of COVID, brah, we pushed it and we achieved that Minister of Finance target. In fact, there is an extended target now. In your holidays now, we've been about 98 point something %. Until your brabo your home you say this time no customs bonds over my not use the Uber. Somewhere to about you know. And let's say
Obi baby say idea say I buy can ya guta doc. What can you do mutinti mine? Say your charges no was soro. A 2 year tuya ka ye bo wono ama ye de ba omanyum no ho no e your ports no was soro inti abanye bibi na ka abanye nti asa na ka ye na musa asa na ka obeka say there wouldn't be nei ebufushi ana se enibere a abade ba beto ho e de oha ba say na ka ye na musa de ko bia ana obi so ka say what is it like
there be enya sa na titiri o man hwe trade association aye free ye guta ebi no dey fabag ebi dey give for anyone kika no consumers of other products if you don't think say ye traders until we live in isolation
normal so
ye consumers of other products it is something ye kabia no ye kama ye hono ne sama the generality of the consuming public for which we also belong to. And in the second place in also no. Your case okay. Buying. We do the consequence. And your man boy ya ne bia you bet to ama ya na see to my to the pass it on. That nyasa and your canon because ye means and so international and share. Na ye get the emu because consumer no ye clear. So some cry no what mean talk. Yentwa no control warehouse and you make go yento.
Okay.
Now ebia the supplier a supply the nearma cause near many be on my supplier no na dey be free amana ne dey abroad no what piece can work kutua. Ebi nso on my work bob bank bosia. Na consumer no and so resources here limited the purchasing power limited. Now bob a caro place so na bob place so what so to to do na ka first water no enti na de be ya ne say woniema egu ho wouldn't to your interest rate wouldn't be into your supplier wouldn't be to your workers and no get ho ono na ne your friend say when you passing on yes say dey no when your economy say wo ye bibia wo di bibia to nsani ani na wo hwe opportunity cost ade a wo di wo hwe bonkum no ahwe nifa say dey ye economy say ye nga say bia passing on e just say just say dey chire man ye ne say ye dwade ni na begu ye hwam ye dwade ni engu eti say aban susu say de no engin ko kan say samre ye dwuma e wo ahohiahia mu enuma egu from 2020 till now where commodity prices akosro shipping cost akosro ani na ban ni tua last year ya toto taxes fu emum ato VAT mu eno kika wina that was when you sensitive says still no obeba pay so it's not going to happen
but my maybe sound
who say ebia yesi GRA for the year but when ya sheda and ye ni aban ye throw ebo ase ya engage because I know the responsibility on the part of leadership.
Okay.
But your members no start you see the sweetness of the pudding is in the eating. So we start to say we ko near to duty ayese ya. E ho no mo beto mo pega.
Okay.
It is they see yes agro bi na edie. Wo de ma e ma no nko. Me mo be ma no mpo. E ma no nko no mo ko se bi om biscuit om de ba. Wo mo say abo pani. Omo da betre ye leadership. Atre mo asoma yen se bunye sei. Ene aye. Eti yesre. Sabe sam bia ya ye mu de. Ye here stakeholder engagement. Abaya nkasa no important ma aban. Since I said even parliament crazy at say mu 50-50 no. Ade bia aban be should be guided.
Yeah.
So when these stakeholders any ano bye any kasa se be ya ade bia aban ye bia no. But this nyansan we beto ho na ne programs etimi akari. So aban yes be bia no be impose on the people a be mistake on the part of government.
My share take a decision be. Industry players.
Edientina wo Freddy Papa ba kwa nenu wa hu chenku a eti sei. Akoko so ma ne ba na wono so oda.
Onna.
Bi kra na ju kra de na o.
Okay.
Editi yesre ye de ye pedalog to tell the truth.
But
take it serious. Now who say you want him. You COVID. You were fourth wave of the COVID.
Yeah.
So see our figures now. You try egu abonten. That's not the figures. So, but well, be a few beer. Musa would you wouldn't for 1 year. You be through piano. Where's when you be? Where's he say? And you what's up with you? Now about first to cry the figures no cry ni slow. That is a way cry. So buy my stimulus package. That's how many idea to at the say. Now you word effect no air cost no. I don't know. Ye abanse Debbie. Me babe mamu ho atremo. Ye nim say aban ye very sensitive. Ye nim because ye experience at say ohu say asama wo ka no eto asumu a wono otena se. Na ye di aban adu nsawoso bebre. Anything na still no. So wo behwe a enka enye star of guta. Say yakasa di ye mpenen na ye di ban kede no bi kura yakasa ye bibi. And so still no say ye pursue the dialogue. But ye we na we na Ghana for kasa nkofo show maturity. Na sebe aban no mo ani nsawoso bia. Eno no ye bibia na ato bia trim.
0503721744 0503721744 messages in the na ba me ba o samena we nipa ne se mame money din na mi sura obi a menim no wa bankasiem na ose me bisa mo se sami se obetime yi ano a o mambo ni agaye ba o okay but I say wo hwe eye aban ene sadia ye grow Ghana ye bedu breben ne hu se eye mo importers mo amokra no amadeba ye bedu bebi ne be hu se sese covid ba ye aman hodo bebre regulate wo mo ye friend say importation obi a hwe se ono no betimi ye bibi e wo ne man ni mu na yetimi ama oman no etimi ye gina no ma build eye the economy because covid eye mfato ho enti since when are we not starting from somewhere na yetimi dia kwa ye ne man
industry in your mind. Import can never be banned in any country. The most richest and advanced countries, they do import.
Okay.
Either they manufacture the goods somewhere and transfer because of cost of and then cheap labor.
Yeah.
So they produce somewhere and send them back into their country. As soon as we share the free zone board.
Yeah.
Countries be ABBA factories no ha. And now omo export more produce. It's because you look at the dynamics and the trade policy manual sebeboa and assemboa. It is on producer. They send about almost 80% on the friends for export, and then they circulate the 20% in our system. Unfortunately, most of them are not doing anyway. But if we say we want industry to grow, your government policies in the industry to grow. This year, I say frozen products. They don't want to bring into this country. What they bar will be to punitive duty at the expense of the country. Now, feed, Agyeman industry, Agyeman poultry industry.
Yeah.
Very expensive. Most of them have.
And what they saw my car.
So, rice
production
in this country. We have been talking about silos.
The
how to keep
stoners.
at most, or not say at least, 1 million tons of rice that can circulate within the year. It has never been done. If we talk about processing, how many processing factories do we have? Most of them are cottage industry, which are small. And made friends saying produce.
But rice at the end of the year, what can I can testify because 2019, Ghana rice.
Me association.
Yeah.
Anybody who is within the import of rice.
Yeah.
What we do is to make sure, say, to buy 20% of what you are bringing, and that's 10% of the local rice.
Yeah.
Before we send your permit to the Ministry of Agriculture.
Oh, okay.
Frozen too is like that.
So
20%.
we do that to make sure, say, we are
but
mopping
no
up
pressure babe toss.
It, you know,
after later you nya be grant or you say what we need the stoners na ye why the huskies
say industry need your friend say import. Then I ain't to mean banning import because we need import to go side by side with the local production.
But get to go side by side. It is to show up the differences. There's a gap. There's a gap. If they decide to say they will import within less than 2.5 months, we can't stay in this country. I'm telling you.
Oh, it's you know, we share government and Kazakh.
Yeah.
Then biano you read the budget. You can say it will be import levy. And I say import parity.
Yeah.
There was a sika way or no more. If we want to import, we mean say there's no way we can ban or not suspend import of certain commodities. They must come. But as you are doing that, you know, the government must put in place policies that will ensure, say, industry will grow at a rate every year, it be at 10% per annum.
Okay.
Not 1% or 0.9%. If we keep on growing at this rate, when are we going to reach?
Okay.
So we can do it, and we have to do it.
Then you see the focus on the good importers and
yeah, Obia person of Ekoko import. Look, if the production is there, people would then distribute, go into the distribution market, and then stop the import. If they are importing, then it means that what they are bringing in, we don't have in this country. You know?
Yeah.
I'm saying, opening now, Okasa, yeah. I'm saying, Nadri Mudopa. Na asam no de enkane kan no senka ye wo perfect society and a perfect situation. But unfortunately, no, now we are in a globalized world. Countries here interdependent of each one. It will be no depending on where others have the strength. And only competitiveness na ye kasa. And it is here kasa industrialization na say ye pese ye localize ye local industries in Kikawona. You're perfect, but we look at the areas that we have comparative advantage. Where and near Matisia ye kase ye one year maybe ye produce no Ghana winia will be a monu muso import a beer monu muso into quine and cofebima because wouldn't mean tongue. And you maybe to say biscuits be an answer for 1 year quality you're good, quality you're good, price you're good. It will quite it doesn't make sense. There's no prudence in there. Tiles, you floor tiles, be the Ghana ha. What share raw material no a botan a animal clean and ye are you one and then ya abefo if you and they buy your tiles in no can Emma on also no production here very cheap and then quality is also very good and for air top. It is a mano and I say ye ni a na ye say woman amanfo ye ba amanfo chidom ni anka say these are the strength areas are ye who say ye betimi aya de nti nka me ka say nanka aban upper machinery ye timi de ye floaters yi bebre no apɛ private sector people a wo betimi akom na say ki yo be industry no be 50 kura wa ha na say Ghana abaye hub for manufacturing of those items because then we have set our strength we have seen our production capacities. We are there because already they export to the neighboring countries. And anything you can say manufacturer and that's industrialization. It doesn't mean say anything under the sun we have to manufacture here. It's never true. It can't work.
Okay.
Because and you may be by virtue of geographical location, when you're competitive, when you're there, you want to be competitive. Anything that young crop for the manufacturers in the they don't even do the necessary due diligences. And they just come and set a factory where they will need the component, one from east, one from west, one from where. By the time we put to all the components of production together, they are at a loss. Anything when you're manufacturing, so we put to this government policy, should be directed and focused on the areas that we have comparative advantage and make conscious effort. Say, military kutia, production, no, that is a cost of borrowing, cost of fuel, cost of electricity, cost of water, utilities, utilities, now backed by state of the art modern technologies are a producer this factories. Because this year you were for another realm altogether of manufacturing, the robotic company be another technology. You will back on cables where yes no now nipa be 200 na na pack because cable mo do into one more pack na one more nipa be 200 adam is akosra one more ebiewa na machine bi na suo na eye nsa sei papa say na eye sei ono aba ama nipa be 200 ni ho wo se niema ye wo production line e turn e bia niema about 1 million units within 1 hour. What's what me turn about 50 units within 1 hour the whole day. Now when you competitive me can say you better obinsa emunachi no dey akro niema bo nya dindindin and say no survive. Well, that's not industrialization. Okay. Because you have to take Ghana for answer egu echi ama wo no ye niema bo aye dey answer na watimi ato niema no obi ofri togo no no a benchmark price with other competitor in Morocco or Egypt. You will say Ghana for the Omudian boarding, but not Ghana for the Yatitri and Sa. Yet mean your comparison. Because I buy the force here and yet and your money bore a ding every a year or more. I didn't you already ask more candy ideal situation, and a year pa respecting the view, no palm. But you bet me sad that say you bet dwell areas that you work comparative advantage. Maybe raw materials and that. Sure, now will be a use a coffee juice. You want raw material no anything you see one district one factory. But what be a coffee juice every not because of nationalism and now patriotism. TPC patronizing. Now a coffee juice the production costs on 1 unit. Be 5 cities. Now, Ebia will be what South Africa will produce the same quality, the same ingredients, everything is the same, volume is the same. Now, when you are across the member now, on only the 1 city. And how and this I buy Uber patriotism. And so we say why? And you produce at a higher price. That's what we said that we are thinking outside the box to make our industries thrive. Okay. It won't mean that my producer nowhere in the world. So people can say, because me from America, now America can be they bought then they 100,000 now can be Korea for me. It's never done anywhere. And the time you be your dream, we say we are in the global village and we are tied up to each other against the strength that each country have. It's better for us. Okay. You can see it in team yensa. And Tiabasadia now say your problem, how to solve the industrialization, where is our policy? And where is the drive of the policy? Sure. The one thing that we do not also know, that manufacturing can never thrive without a vibrant trading sector. Never. Yeah. Never. Singapore, Dubai. Yes, the final consumer. Yes, we are the vehicle. Yes, in manufacturing is never complete unless it reaches the final consumer. And we serve that vehicle. Anything We'll try now as a manufacturer with your enemies in importers and distributors. That's how you don't know what you are doing because you are and I can win by year and I'm for and I could say, oh, now then I do a 1 free a ho, now a beer far east. I got to sign your main. You catch them say, oh, you're qua. One more cost you say. Now, Sunday way, machines is saying you come here. I'm not one more cost no upper from. Now, the more class as a money some machines in the and some more use some machines. Oh, one more cry, you say, one more, one more interest rate here 1%. Most of the money I buy a casa. I'm what some thing. Sunday my way, and you can say, yeah. Now, what won't you mean to say, media, my share, Denty Massa, me patromi Muswasem. Who say a nedway will be a factory. Who say nedway? Companies will be a factory. The companies in Usi factories, you know. One more, I dare your friend due diligence, one more year. So, my due diligence, who say the cost of electricity, you say, cost of borrowing, you say,
yeah.
It will yes, our due diligence in now. Now, our benchmark will output, you know, and Yamana will be produced, you know. Now, they are compare price a month for Kobe, Ekotobano. Like I say, oh, my idea will be producing the Ghana be competitive. And yes, sir. And some will be factory. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It is a will be factory. No one get due diligences and for these conditions. It is our conditions here. We are then a sanet here with Ghana. It will your factory. One fata. It will fata Sanya Manin. We are not a bass of Oberto and now we are lamentation. Now, what you are, but that's do you know what you are doing? Yeah, that's why you have failed in the first instance.
Okay. How you need 100.9 na yene industry place the medical canal. Guta president waha. Dr. Kweko Ben yewa bafa Food and Beverages Association. Wamonson ewaha. Yura Samalagri. Yewa Samson Asaki Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana. Odonso wahana John Mante Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders. Odonso ewa. But John, before going to Samson. That's something issue now. Already, say one more. One more retrospective. Yes, charges no. Have you experienced that more as a freight forwarders? More than more. More shady amount for normal. More challenges and has it been resolved? And now what experiences are? What experience?
I think what Asaki was referring to where for a lot of declarations.
A day before the activation of the benchmark.
Exactly. We work with you in duty. And so say that one, you know, they are experienced, but it doesn't. It's. I mean, the law is very clear on that matter, and if it so happens, I think we'll head straight to the court, and we will not renege one minute or 1 second on that matter. It flouts the very friends saying tenets of the law. And it's not something we would renege on it at all.
Okay.
And we today when we met, these are the issues that came up. One of the poignant issues that came up. I think Dr. David was spoken. It's sad.
All right. Samson, na person baby.
Now me say.
Yeah.
AJ for no to say Koshipa ya kan na some say obi aba hu next level no. Yeah, me bomb pa say Africa Continental Free Trade embegina yi pa. Asa single magain no embegina yi a. Ya ba hwe say ya AJ and omo members no. Omo capacity no. Omo ade competitive advantage no. Omo betime ya juma na. Can you compete with the South Africa for no? Kenya for no? Togo for no? Africa's for no? I think say they should go and see their enemy. Their enemy is what I enumerated earlier. Now, Majere.
Yes, sir.
A byway won't. Ya so much check. A byway.
Ya so much so check.
Ya so much so check. Just for yan two to show coco a chromoda. Now, at this benchmark values. The abandon pie and ne chinaba cap bitre ya. Makola betum. Edum betum. Katumatu betum.
Abandon de ya no babeka. Obechire ma chire so okay fine. We ntina.
Yes, see this first quarter. Yes, see this first quarter no. Parents are to pay school fees. this first quarter no Ghanaian purchasing power and Peja Kwabibia. There's no difference between 2021 and 2022 as in the first quarter. Until you see that benchmark value now show about reverse and no. Uncle da ninjini na yes sir. Me say edum betum. Yeah, Ghana ha two market ya local aban who be no. Accra, Greater Accra market and Greater Kumasi. President Akufo-Addo, His Excellency, on the about Greater Kumasi.
Of which you were Greater Kumasi.
Ya tum edum. Chame magazine. Ya tum Katamanto. Abozokai Okanse. Shops in Malcolm, Pali shop, shops in all these malls. Yabama was sat it down to register our displeasure with the government. Say abano on hey, for you now.
What has been more final is to say abang who about be kumono or be whom say adiano watching us inside.
We haven't done any consultation. Abana ya kodopo say okay. Brief him on my penino. They haven't told His Excellency the President the truth of the matter.
Consultation.
Bia among your consultation. Bia bibi. I am foko omubo I had frakadam. Yeti hano. You see, you don't want to bia. Their wife, their girlfriend, their partner is AGI. Omuni AGI require meeting.
Yeah. Moka say na me twa messages bi no me ade bia me hu no me phone no so a. Okay fine. Ade chia aban afrem. Ono mo be consultations. Okay fine. Wa kire mo dia.
Aban we aban we frɛ kira. Aban we frɛ kira.
Consensus.
So my paper. Aban we ya kwatro mo no mo candidate de. Make to my paper. My paper. Aban we Odada Farmer John Besson DB. John we are make Sabiona.
Agyeman politics for how? Politics for how? I think so. Yeah, politics for how? Don't bring yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, can I say? And some people why they are too. Okay. I can say. If you would see AGI concerns, that's a. Issues near we have said say I didn't a revenue in the government area and now say a AGI issues. AGI issues we the options are there. We've Dr. Kanina in every society, in every country, the subsidies now the more give it to them and monitor the protectionism. So now you see as well. Let's look at it and pursue it. But in terms of the import here all around the world, and then the idea we say once down some pound you buy what you want. What we are saying is in terms of revenue, we have said again within the spirit of COVID, we have achieved our target. Government should I think they so no exactly what the issues. Exactly what the issues. We have said that we will prefer the solutions. The solutions are there. It's not this benchmark issue. And contentious because we have said that in fact, is it a benchmark policy or benchmark values? Because there is nothing like benchmark values. We have said it here.
Okay.
It's a benchmark values. You didn't see a will be like benchmark values. A test values are what the Bania just a posy value out the may entrenches have values. No, Esana your boomra. WTO agreements that Yakwako sign, WTO agreements that Yakwako endorse. No, I'm telling you, as making if WTO hears about this matter, it's a big matter in world trade. And see what we are saying is let's take our time on this matter.
Okay.
If it's revenue, we can find the numbers.
All right.
Let's look at the numbers. We'll push it.
Okay, Sammy. But Mammy and I mean, Ebiana Munian and Bisu Abontena, me invite to one more so Emra Bekakrana. Yeah, sorry, so me pick it. Yeah, quay and no there. Resolution of the mind.
As I can join the politics.
We are diabolic, but
as I don't want to politician.
We're not quite revenue.
Yeah.
But there are so many ways, to me. Now, in car on here, Tnasia, the veteran says, last time we had a meeting, at the Ministry of Trade, Deputy Minister. Nothing came out of it.
Yeah.
It was a complete sham. So,
General
Deputy Minister.
Deputy, okay.
What's her name? We met there, but
Dokiana.
The woman said, this is not the time government should come up with this harsh, the friends say,
implementation policy.
They should withdraw it appropriately.
Okay.
So that we can continue. Because we need one thing I ain't share here, your friend is saying, levy. We don't know how much they are going to agree on. But eventually.
But technically, it's still 1.75.
1.75.
Because parliament
just imagine someone who is going to pay 100,000 Ghana cedis at the bank. It means you have to go and look for 1.7% additional money to come and pay for that. So, we are talking serious business here.
Okay.
We keep on increasing costs doing business in the country. We are not getting any reliefs.
Okay.
And therefore, we cannot accept any half penny that government will impose on business community.
Okay.
We have said it. And now, I'm saying, Mr. Saki Akenbi, Dr. Swakenbi,
okay.
Then threaten government. This is our power.
About engagement. Engagement. Na consensus being cost.
Media house upon engaging with president stakeholders. They've not met anybody. We've not met any stakeholder.
Okay.
If it's about AGI, then they have to still on that level.
Okay.
But then, that's how many AGI share.
And they say we cannot say But
okay.
What I would say to AGI is that they should stop that communique that is going around. What would I say? They are trying to
as a woman fast someone
behind them by polluting their mind.
Yeah.
They are not spokesperson for
the government on this particular
they
issue.
shouldn't do that.
Okay.
I beg Mr.
Ghana Civil Authority, what is Umuka baby?
And I'm the one day.
So almost general my judge for. So what you guys what to say from GRA directive to then? What is Umuka baby? We have do boku. Importance in Omo Baba that and because of Neman team Pino. You have no knowledge about it. What is the Civil Omubaka baby?
Okay. All right. Something. Made us say eti for them ahwe for said them in the industry na woka bibi we go
and no cry a woman say AGI for money and the woman in Pana the earlier the woman be collaborated the better and the be boa the omo ye ne de moa omo omo ne ma boa de ne ento aye nto ya de be to ne boa ne ma boa de ne ento aye nto that is any man omo de ya no kro mo sa e de afuabo. Here come the whole of the world. We outsource our price from anywhere. Matters we want to support them and encourage them. And see, I say, yeah, nieka, adia, and you may hear one more as one catcher by no, yeah, nieka. As one name, your more yet, the answer, the more independence, and they say, one gently woman, some woman, woman, young potential, the intimate toy idea. Where your policy?
Okay.
Now, and so now, woman, this year, I talk Ghana for a trim say benchmark bias and consuming public. You know, benchmark now buying the man, woman and then one vice, you know, or president, you know, that can be where you say benchmark and cry, Yahoo, emphasis consuming public. What
I send that much.
What I buy one? No more catch up by say. Benchmark policy now what the buy no. Amani amabo aye fufu okrom. Enti am yentimi ton ye niema no. Now don't go catch up by you. I didn't know this police.
But one more public and I know my become
I'm
different.
a boy for and yeah, near my boy ding. Anything to me, Tom. No one opportunity, no more ever a ye
Public
who stood there. Now, for one more insight, one more dear we and I quite diabolic. You see, I'm come job for any job. Woman, ye.
Okay.
Now, exactly. I don't want you very bad. I want to say I'm out for again. No more public. I want because you know, benchmark now binding my
But I say,
AGI for no, just second. So what is person protect Benjamin AGI for no? Na achira me mikro me Ghana ha me nu ye nu pito. Me di pito be call Jubilee House. Me di pan one be call Jubilee House. So amampani onye ne visitor free amano bad. The counterpart. On toast with pito. On toast with toshi. On toast with palm wine. On toast with apatashi. And no year there. They are promoting idea.
Apatashi the crowd or man penny can is 7 January. Media Macan comes out. Oh, my penny's apatashi, young repackage, and your friend is saying, no ground speech. Okay, by young. Yeah.
Buy Ghana rice. During festive.
Yeah.
All the government institutions that are visited bought imported rice. What happened to the Ghana rice?
The Ghana rice, yeah.
Oh, what happened to the Ghana rice? You know, policies be one as a what they buy. I'm saying,
as also I'm going to hear from me pick a final comment on the New Year resolution. We say, Jerry, you are welcome. None about me as making Ghana big like America. It's better to come together and support them. Women's and freedom people too. We say the benchmark value is helpful to them, the importers, and we, the consumer, don't feel any good impact on it. We, they are now can even know. In this country, no time that goods and services is adjusted downwards anytime goods goes upward. Please, I think all the same, our local industries must be protected. Okay, Ray is sooner all the way about Ray. Yeah, that's same. We say, I don't know why these importers are complaining about the scrapping of the discount on some selected items that is not being produced in Ghana. Don't they want Ghana to grow? Nanekwa Mwodi free yeah Ablikuma Central. Mamiko Amano 03022 43540 03022 43540 now 03022 57902 03022 57902. Nebum say we yeah member of any of these associations or we affected many mododwana edin komo wahana. I am dedicating this line to 020 no na ye one more pet o friend na we me serial caller me info 02011627746 02011627746. I'm just dedicating this line to members of these traders associations sir when we are affected with these things, and I say we are a member of the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders. Mami kwa amane so na menye oso adwen che madwe.
Ni amije so.
It's a say.
Mini aboko we momo nya biya.
Yeah, that's about you say about bichapa yetio.
Brother bia me kan yo we champion. Me kuma no die. Me kia me nua no nyina. Ma ta chia me nua na bi.
Yo yento aso. Mate yento aso.
Ke mini ba kunya wo okata se sie die media die na wo kan ni wo ko ni tuma dodo so wo fa na wo asembi na wo fa ko ka etrem na to ko kata se pa die e be di so wo ti die stre bi abo ajobre na ba no so die be ye be to ye nyina tena wo mamu se ye tumi bi nda tena fa na aja onye ni ya ba no se ba no do ya na ni e ko sa ba no ye sempre fo omhwe na ye to yi mini ameda so
better say ene wo di ade abem se manya obi wo ahoma no so beba cho majo e
Pepa cho me do so
beba cho di ene ba bi akase free
Pepa cho Monica because every time for
okay Monica is here
tag for me a tag member
okay
me patrol sabai o busa covet na the head that for the way so have the camera no the man never boy come on, money more. No more than 10 years.
Okay.
Already, what the taxes they are back at the count. That's how you salary will set a fee. That's the money 100% in maintenance. That's when we put to you before the ladder. To put to you from here, you're not so your parents are issue. That's true.
Okay. But also be that same. Members of the Traders Association is 02011627746. Usual lines in the 03022435400 03022 57902. Maybe Majo. Yes, sir.
My dad was here.
You too, what is a
Robot watching you.
you too, Yanko.
Mark, Yankupon Papa, Pamela Fisher, Pajma, oh, need some Yankupon or boss, and assassin from Papa.
I've been coming to others.
Mechia and Pony for a studio, Yankupon Yamukasia. Menchia from honorable Chaja, for managing Papa, Mechia Papa, Pamela Fisher, lawyer Boadia Samoa, former Adenta MP, Papa Memo Fisher, that was Grover.
Yo, Mate, Yantuaso.
Yo, Mate, Mamma Comanto. Me, the near me try the Cantamanto. Now, in the other could be Casai, none in your big California politics, you know. Now, all the Casao is studio. Now, the end is a show at the end in
Babacho, on your DC, or your PNC. Mammy correct you, Sadiano, Munyaisa. Mema won kan wasema nya no kre munya isa de no oye PNC obi an kwa tu frank ade ma PNC house NDC it may correct too. Oh me pacho jais munya isa de no but on the political party it is stop doing that propaganda say no man yes also now go ahead.
Yo nyango bo nchira
beda sepa ya ne be sa be ba so majo. Hello. Okay, that's my way. My joy. Nyame adobako. We di any baby akase free.
You from Musumru.
But also di near there.
Musumru Domabe.
Oh, Musumru Domabe.
Na say ma get me no na ye nyasa.
With you na as na di no. Okay, with you young guy.
Yo, nyame sira na juma pa na pinki apaso.
Amen.
Onkofa no mo edimo nyame nka mo.
Yeah, that's
it. No, send a coffee. No, I feel something mukra, Munista, not Mugonosis in Quenny. Opani, no cranny, I mean, me important export for Mokato, miss sympathy back for mom. Nessa, the street almost on the heating, maybe a mere Yemen on my game. I mean, but
anyway, woman cast on Babe hit the streets, woman casa.
So, now said the all canons, I don't know what I was saying. I'm better to stop some.
Okay. And industrial action.
And you know, maybe there's never no idea. But then when you see taxes the bree, MPP are by you tax the bree of you. And not the woman can want some that. What I say, they be our baby, that's the baby back back home. Almost for ding. No one taxes to be free so dear. And not the woman can want them. And you know, the omo omani ye na ye dio so omani ye ya ye na etimbi omani so fe ya etimbi wo ko fa wo niema na wo do wo price abeto so no waji agu botom na wo be ko hospital ye be sie kwan wo niema na hwe se kwan so na
wo na fa no ama na ma wo de wo ken ye betima ye sa no ama no omani mu esichire wo ni mesichire
na sa wo de niema na fa
me ba jo bisa question won ko asen what are you talking about anyway
electricity
okay anyway right but I am omienyi ye lens no na so said ya me program so de ye no omienyi ye lens no na yen hwa asem no on the broader perspective, but bisa at least all the necessary questions and painful in your idea to the minty. So, what can say, oh, Kojena Unquan, the Abigu Butuma. I'm telling you, a situation, a cassa yam me or two a situation more anymore. Or you may go by and bet me, I may a situation Wagana. I'm asking you. Bet me, Mamma, one company. I won't bet me a producer a situation. And more, yeah, one summoner. We are journalists and we don't want to take sides, but they are raising legitimate points. Me, I was part of. Where you from saying? Nanaya, Ghana, Rice, something. 2019, before the COVID. Yeah, advocate, sir. I feel do baby me. Na me to me bedding 2019 December me pay me atokra menya. Bibi say almost the Haskers na way, the Stoners na say this one why is machine so wow, ye kasa okay ye twa so a ye betumenya adwumakuo bi a won be man say no me be sufficient. It is the omo can yan share the legitimate side e bi anye ni nyina na no be ya adwen de but aya mom yenji ye spectacles no to be ni yan hwa asem no on the broader perspective ni nyina yan fa ho adwen. Be ba so ma adwen. Nyame ado bako yitio.
One person is the Maria Paul.
Yo.
The good I didn't mind into the factory, maybe.
Aya beje. I was abra beje bro nya ade ne de.
I want the Macau.
Yo, we da say go.
The mission of Parliament transfer fees are here. Nemo rubber me a baby will be a la. No mere West President, your papa. As Vice President, it's the before Munti and Muntini. About quiet boy.
Bemena, Madaruma. Madaruma. What the idea about my year, send Rama way, and baby, I do say, why, patch on
before we have a tray. Emma Abano. The baby Hamu. Oh, papa, Nana Kufuabo. And the movie. I won't be able to Hamam. It is a bit not a more tears here. And I'm more two on the two. And just told Tonuma again, the Bebro. What was from my not own program? And quite a fashion sound of papa, and when you're 40 fear that it be Hama. What when I'm on the Munya Metal Stone, maybe it's a minute on M1.
That's say. Person for last but one. Majo. Okay, we ain't too many also. Right. How you need 100.9 930 nabo. And okay, you have last one. Beba cho Majo.
I mean, I think.
Yamia do boko na so eh.
Me say me.
Yo, yetio.
Minia. One say minia no ma omo be kasa radio to MPP for. One ahoma so to no sheshe omo de kata radio so. This is why make a comedy omo. Mami ka bi show. Wo obi akwa brotre akwa ye ni stress, akwa ye ni business di back Ghana say. Oba beton na economy na Ghana na yi. O si me ti to me nya no shi. The ebe okoto no onu mu 10 cedi, me ti me do 9 cedi na 9 cedi 50%. Many party I don't know about if I say no nunya. Ana sikana mumu jiri na taxes na mu fen na mu jiji no taxes then na mu de Ghana hati. No, when you the pure car man party, when you take your mind. Me about we go dey mean here. But me dey be bar. Na as a sabi ube bi as a papa amu jin one na. Asa no mu dey ade no ba bonti. Because tanya ma ya mu ke ya, amu jo bi awu. Anything na mu go ejuma prapo en form ha omu no.
Okay.
Na mu so omu di kata on radio so. Ase nyama na na sika no mu no mu di man go fonse. Omu go fa nyama no mu beto Ghana. Me da na papa o ba so be go man no.
Let us say, you do see. Beba cho be for last one. Ajo.
Yeah, ana woman Jerry.
Yes sir.
Only ebe wani amwani fita.
And what do you tell?
Akofe. Yandom afiwe me wurem. Beti ase me wu. Mamu nyina happy new year. Omo woti woni nyina. En komo na bo paransa. Inka mi jana sekete. Yeah, ana woman Jerry. What did you? That's simple for na wo. Omo ni aban trust. Yo mu fi se be bua omo. Momu fa politician bi amem. Omo ni aban trust se na be ya be bua omo. E ko am so me tie yi. And then me kwakra. E ko fa ne ma kakra bi. Because of say I read a bar was South Africa in Guinea. Now Korea man for nko. E bi here share na da Europe. So, e say we see penny for me say ne ma bi man ko bi ti afia. E say ne me na ba say no ni boy ya den. E me say omo ni aban trust. E mo ji ni ata Hey, I mean,
Okay.
I want to say, but I want to say, let me show.
Also, you dance say, and what you inchira with the Abanit 100.9. Today is the first edition of Torchlight. A year, a few money a day, I shall see it. Now, I mean, call ye, Papa Nomohona, Yenji, one more last, one final comments. New Year resolution. Doc. Okay, Mami says Samuel. Sami? Sami?
It's here college, Nina.
Yeah.
I'm say, a crab can say, and yes, we have any personal interest in what we are doing. We share a buying levies are introducing in a Adentina, young can was him. Now we pay a buy a benchmark value. Yeah, your friend is saying, yeah, bobo.
Yeah.
As I say, this particular one, if we allow it to go, already, your friends saying, the already expensive products, will become more expensive for us to pay. A seeker into me, enter. We are consumers like them. In now, you did your friends saying, bottle back. Now, say, a company say, a bit me to you, and I say, being to me to ya. A bed yama yina. Then a name cost road dada. Now, as I cost almost 50 to 100%. Yes, there or more. I buy entries a particular benchmark value and sign industry. You better on which it tem dear. Your best senior, as I say, your yama won. Our coin biasu will protect them. Now, you introduce policy, binase, policy in ya. I say to me, can say, and yet. I say to me, shall buy me a catch and say, we inquire there and jintum. As I say, Nkofona will increase animal economy. Ye bedi enya. Ye sika na nsunye di. Ena wo ye ne saso a companies ni bebree na ombe ema your friends say real deployment aba.
Okay.
Ena ombe ja edwuma ne ye.
Okay.
Nti say ye kan na sanema wo nti na ye gina so ye sra ban say wo hwe COVID tax or the buy. So be complaining. Wo hwe increment in national health insurance anyway.
Yeah.
Nobody. We share get fund increment. Nobody has complained about it because in him say a bebo mine. Now didn't know when Kwan there. They can say enye.
Okay.
Into yes or more.
All right.
Be binting I my and just say yeah. They are doing it for personal interest.
Okay, but that's it. Sammy, Samuel, agree. Or your executive secretary at the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana on now Ghana. Samson. Yes, sir.
Oh, ya ha. Ya be bia na aban be friend ya na aban be tra no ente na ba ha no. Ya try ya fie na ya offices a aban ko nti say. Ta benma reverse no odi beba no. Ha ya dwen. What is it? Na ba ha jodi for. Nti ya na aban kuntukwa. But sometimes no. The only language that aban bia betino and they say strike demonstration. Sit down. What do you say? We don't want to get there. Because in him say, every minute, government chest consolidated account is being withdrawn. Now, say, yeah, Juma. Definitely, it will affect Abano, Lampo, NRT, taxes, VAT, Abajinina. Say, about how until we don't need to get there. All what we are trying to let the presidency get to know and say, Obibiara, 3 Minister of Finance or Minister of Trade, Baba catch them say, Omuni Jodi 4 year engagement on Magitum no a kotopo. Okay. Yen tea and yen woo ye. A kotopo hen kwan vacation, ne dance any war breach. Ye tea. You see, yen one tram meeting biawa biada. Okay. That's a woman say, no more tram meeting ye cause of this now, omo yejituma, omo lisi, omolis no. Okay.
All right, me that's say. Mameko a John or John Mante. Yeah, John.
January video, it started on quite stormy one. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful year. COVID will continue to be with us. COVID be way in China check currency. In terms of interventions, you see still our people are still struggling. In terms of policy, no, we expect predictability within the policy space. Until going forward, no, and then no, a couple of days. I mean, good time. All the associations have been calling to see what's going on within the space. Until we are still looking at them. With this benchmark policy, you know, time now a little bit of a discount was given. Input volumes no increase here in terms of traffic. And at the moment, you know, as Ghanaians, and I'm also a Ghanaian. We are all Ghanaians. We are looking at say not just even the reduction in the discount, but then values, so-called and appropriate. We should actually take them.
All right.
We still wait to hear from the business.
Official statement about
yes.
Okay, that's
Thank
good.
you very much.
John Mante, chairman of the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, now what's in Kano Tamba branch. Now my uncle Guta, Ghana Beautiful Kabumku, former president, Dr. Kwekwobe.
Yo, Ura, would manyam for me de wase, so I may acquaint in Yabishia, na and semi chirichimu. Say ya chirichim na manfo antiasia, we cry your better ha, ya to your bossy, a double fico, that ye ibinumo adjin, a yom. Nebum no, mestre, say one more bibiano with the higher politics, and a young when you're careful. If the before the ya politicians who a good year no, o can see abosu kind, abobroshi, any a doom so amene a wano, ya wa a party biabi ho and ya penning for yena ye penning for edi penning for to say na yen ni political colors e wo so obi adwan ne party no
and obi atu aba
e ba ye dwadie ene niam a ha ye ne a ene de ye na ye kabomo ene ti na so obehwe afribo nsu penning so regardless of any political party in power no say ade bi akutia ye dwadie a abaye osisu bia no ye betin tezukoko na womo atiase and it is will be a can asem no can with that passion will be anyira no read politics into okay say binua kasa wo de wo kan aban ani ayi kakra say so mo atiefo te ya ye nua nkra e ka say wo de memfa ade say politics
because your politician but we be
ye politics it is beautiful no wo beti a wo mtie nie saba ko kaso o kantamanto o kantamanto no ye baguta anase trade associations no ba ye the politics na ba ho anase ye ba ho and ye beka say ye were problems it is our problem we kwa we and ye de fa e de solve ye ba ye asema ye ka eyetiawa ye kwa mesi so say ye mpese ye be ya ade bia e di oye ne bia bebo okure nya sa na meka me catch up and say somebody ya ye wo mu kra no wo mo na stakeholder engagement no wo ma nya wano sabe ya e be boa ayi ono ana mamuo mankasa ye tie na no de ye kan is it too difficult to ask say aban and suspend implementation na one year stakeholder engagement say the aban na sikatre yen say the finance minister na e kan ye say ayi we here be ebebre ye nti ebe hia se wo be pe ade bi ode be so ye na mu sa de ni na mo nye woni ye nsinkonwa na wo ko implement policy na ye ni anu so ye beka
okay
enti ye sremo mu na mu nim se edu emra bi kura ya na emra ye tete ayi duty so aboso kan sa aboso kan fo bose da aban na se enti wo ni akro no gira ho ka se ye aban ti bibi so aye na se na oni krom ya e ba sa na so makatamani because of politics
na se benchmark
value aba ye ti so wo physicians office wo ye bose ye tonyom e wo na se no na ye politicians ana na se ye kanfo aban se wa ya ade enti wo aban ya ade na eboa ye ne ye beka wo ya ade ne ebedi enyanso a ye beka.
All right.
But regardless of our political, yeah, because yeah, do more there. Some politics only by yo and wash it because it's possible. Say good you be and say a trade association be abeka say a man for you say no more because ye na ye drink crop ye penny for ya dream be say apart from politics, you were your life to live. regardless of any political party. And be a higher Biano. And we have equal right with any citizen to say you know what Casano.
Okay,
the best say political, you know.
And then you made the first edition of the Torchlight. Yadebra will need 100.9 and penny for Kukudam. Our Muya Dready 4 Papa and Edin Common. President of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, Yura Dr. Joseph Kwekwo Bem, and I will turn in Kano Samuel Agree, or the Executive Secretary, the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana. Samson Asaki Awingo said, yeah, Executive Secretary, the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana, and John Mante, Onona Oye, the branch chairman, Tema branch, Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, no, and Oye chairman, a Guta, one of vice president, and so Eba Betane chief, Clement Boateng on the song. Ebefia. Bidin the Magerius here by the first edition with us. Na Yamaya Domochina Ghana Muntie, I'm taking the first bite, the morning show, your media empire mo. It's your China Ghana Muntie, and also with solid content together with Kwabna Mafo. Yamaya Doma ye the Bebro, Ochina Anopa 5:30. Yebishia. Ekupon Shro Bibia.
Amen.